Let me start by telling you a little bit about myself. I'm 66, a double grandma, and this is my 5th startup. One of them was an abject failure, but I own it very proudly. 3 of them were successes, and this is the 5th, and God willing, inshallah, this will be the final one. And the reason why I'm saying this will be the final one is because what I've set out to do is actually, can we get the slides, please? Ask you all some questions. How many of you in this room love your parents? Can we have a show of hands? Worship them. Okay, she's your divine. That's fantastic. How many of you feel guilty at not doing enough for them? Right? All of us. We live with this constant fear of, our parents, what we do for them, what we don't do for them. How many of you feel that your parents are getting needy as they age, right? They need more and more attention. And the fact of the matter is, this is the truth. You need to help your parents, and you need help to help your parents. It's a very complicated relationship. Believe me, bringing up kids is nothing compared to this, right? I've got 2 grandchildren. I brought up my daughter. She's wonderful. But bringing up kids is not as difficult as bringing up parents, because there's that whole relationship dynamic that you're experiencing. And really, leadership is about asking questions. It's not about providing answers. And when I asked you these questions, I'm actually learning from you. I mean, this session today, for me, it's been long, exhausting. After all, you can't expect old people to sit in one place for so long, can you? We are? Okay. But the interesting thing is I learned so much about this because there are so many different aspects to leadership. And ultimately, leadership is about knowing which questions to ask. The true test of leadership is not having the answers, but being able to identify the questions that you need to ask. And every entrepreneur in this room will understand what I'm talking about. Start with the belief that you know a lot. Okay, I think it's really important for us to understand that we do know our shit. But it's equally important for us to understand and accept that we don't know everything. And the minute you're willing to say, I do know a lot, you come from a position of power. But when you say, I don't know everything, you're actually open to asking questions. Research is the key. Go out, have conversations, talk to others, get their stories. It's very important to get people to tell you their stories because in their stories lies your truth. When I started this business of Gen S Life, a platform for the 60 plus, the whole thing was I knew what I was wanting to do. I knew what I was setting out to do, right? But I was not designing for myself. If I'm designing for myself, then I end up with one consumer. How stupid is that? So the idea was to go out and talk to consumers, get their stories, find out what were their concerns, and what actually made things work for them. So test your hypothesis. Does it fly or does it sink like a stone? Very often we end up falling in love with our ideas and we forget objectivity. It's very important for us to be objective about what we've set out to do. Be clear about what you want. Okay, sometimes those who love you the most are the last ones you should listen to. I know you talked about family being important, but I have found, and I've spent a long time doing this, I've found that family very often tells you what they want you to hear. They don't tell you what you need to hear. You need to hear that your idea is shit. You need to hear that, you got to go back to the drawing board. But family thinks they are being very supportive and they say, oh, this is great, this is brilliant. They don't realize they're making you pay a price tomorrow for what they did not do today. And the other thing is, very often people tell me, oh, love is blind, My family thinks my ideas are great, but then love can also turn bitter. And when you're being an entrepreneur, when you're doing something, you shouldn't, muddle your stuff with love. It's purpose and it's what you're planning to do. Leadership is when you believe in yourself. Nobody else is going to come and tell you, wow, this is great. And if they do, be suspicious of them, right? Because at the end of the day, it's very important for you to walk that road alone. Find the kind of people who pull you down and show you reality and don't build you up and make you feel, wow, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. So go out on a limb. Get ready to fail. Get ready to be trashed. Get ready to be laughed at. Today, with the wisdom I have and with the incredibly rich life I have led, I can say that nothing phases me anymore. When people are rude to me, my thing is, you can't call me an idiot because I know I am one. I accept the fact that I'm idiotic. I accept the fact that I'm stupid. So if you accept everything that there is negative about you, then no matter what anybody says to you, it just doesn't count. So be willing to be laughed at. Now, this is again very, very important. Leadership is when you laugh along with your detractors. So when I launched my last company, it was a media audits and marketing consultancy company called Spatial Access. And everybody in the advertising industry said, oh, this is not going to work. This is, nobody in India is going to look at media audits, marketing ROI is not popular, blah, blah, blah. So they laughed at me and I laughed along with them because I knew what I was doing. And then when Deloitte bought my company, I had the last laugh. So it's always very nice to laugh at yourself. Leaders never die, okay? They gently fade away. True leadership has no sell-by date. True leadership never comes to an end. I mean, even today, when you think of, people who you think of who've gone, you think of them because they were true leaders. I mean, why do we remember Mahatma Gandhi, right? We remember Mahatma Gandhi because he was a true leader. He was not out there to make money, make a killing. I'm 100% sure we'll all forget Elon Musk in 20 years, right? But we won't forget Mahatma Gandhi. We won't forget leaders. We won't forget Kamal Nayan Bajaj. We won't forget J.R.D. Tata. I mean, these are entrepreneurs who are leaders. So, this was actually the title of my speech, The Post-Leadership Paradigm. It's false. It's BS. Because there is no post-leadership paradigm. Once a leader, always a leader. And the fact of the matter is you are investing in yourself. I think many speakers talked about this. It's important to understand that when you're setting up a business, you're not investing in your business. That's like the side gig. The main gig is that you're investing in yourself. And the reason why you invest in yourself, because no matter how many years you've been in the business, like I've been working now for 46 years. My first job was selling cars to taxi drivers when I was 20 years old. And it's been a long journey from them. And you know why? Because kahani abhi baki hai. Your story ends the day you are no more. Until then, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to society. You owe it to the universe to put in your best, to put your best foot forward, and to make the most of what you have. It doesn't matter what you've been given, the deck of cards you've been dealt with. What matters is how you play that hand. And I'd like to leave you with a thought that somebody like Usha Iyer, who's 70 plus today, okay, has done this incredible anthem for us. Because at Genes Life, the platform that I am building, we are building a community for seniors. In fact, today morning at 8 o'clock, we had a multi-faith satsang online. And this is for everybody who's 55 and above. So now, before I play my song, I want to take a minute for the sponsor's pitch and ask all of you to whip out your phones and go to the Play Store or the App Store. And I'm serious about this. I'm actually waiting for everybody to pull out their phones. It's very difficult for somebody who's an entrepreneur to get an opportunity like this, right? So wouldn't you want to make the most of it? Where's your phone? I can't see you using your phone. Yeah. Will you go to the App Store, the Play Store? Okay. Are you there? Okay. Gen S Life. Now, why Gen S, you may ask? Why not? You have Gen Y, you have Gen Z, you have Gen X, A, B, C, D, E, whatever. So we are Gen S. Generation senior, smart, sexy, stupid, savvy, everything. Gen S Life. Got it? Okay, now download and register. You can do that a little later on, but I really want for you to look at this app because everybody who's got parents above the age of 55 or who is above the age of 55 or who's going to get there needs help. And you know what? As Indians, we hate asking for help. It's hardwired into us that the family looks after everybody, but that hardwiring has to change.
नई नई राहें भी खुली है अभी, ताजी ताजी हवा भी चली है अभी। अपने हिस्से की धूप खिली है अभी, लाइफ पे मुस्कुरा के मिली है अभी। कहानी अभी बाकी है दोस्तों, कहानी अभी बाकी है, कहानी अभी बाकी है दोस्तों, कहानी अभी